The market is healthier than ever, and these keys are priced to sell. So go grab your vibe juice and meet me back here so we could talk about some hot comics. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Keep It Comics. And as always, I am your humble host, C3, and I am back with another top 10 list and market update for you. Be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button because there's a new list every week, and I know you're not going to want to miss out. So, starting off the list at number 10, we have Malibu Sun, issue number 13, first cover appearance and era print of Spawn. So let's dive right in. The last recorded sale was in January of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $1,375. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, at 3.38% increase in copies that have sold. The average price for a raw copy is $600. The average price for a graded CGC 8.5 will run you about $1,900. There has been 23 raw copies that have sold, and there has been 28 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 51 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Now, there was a high sale back in June of 2021 when a 9.6 sold for $4,000. Fair market value has this book resting at $600 for a raw copy in very fine condition. And I have to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for all that love you showed the last video. I couldn't do this without you. I really appreciate you guys. All right, so moving right along, at the list at number 9, hold on to your hats. We gotta talk about Avengers issue number 127. First appearance of Ultron 7. Let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale for this book was on March 3rd of 2023, where raw copy sold for $9. There has been a 52.98% increase in copies sold, ladies and gentlemen. The average price for a raw copy at the moment is $8, while the average price for a CGC 9.4 is $115. There's been 378 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 19 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 397 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. There was a high sale back in June of 2018, where CGC 9.8 sold for $880. But keep in mind, fair market value has this book resting at $115 for a CGC 9.4. That price alone leads me to believe that the market is definitely healthy and moving in the right direction. These comic books are priced to sell, ladies and gentlemen, so please don't miss out. If you are in the market for Avengers issue number 127, keep your eye out on it because it is definitely on the move. And speaking of moving on to number 8, we got to talk about ObiWan issue number 1. And I know my Star Wars fans is going to love this one. So let's talk numbers. This is my sleeper hit. Last recorded sale was on February 23rd of 2023, where raw copy sold for $12. This book is currently trending upward, ladies and gentlemen, at a 53.68% increase in copies that have sold. Average price for a raw copy right now is $5, while the average price for a CGC 9.8 is $45. There's been 485 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 35 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 520 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. Yes, my friends, the community has spoken. There was a high sale back in October of 2022 where CGC 9.8 sold for $60. But fair market value has this book resting at $45 for a CGC 9.8. And that's near mint for those of you who are just starting out new to the hobby. And at the list at number 7, we have Something is Killing the Children, issue number 27. First cover appearance of Duplicity-type Erica. And leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about this Werther Deladera variant cover? I think it's some dope artwork. But leave a comment in the comment section and let me know. So let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale for this book was on March 4th of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $228. This book is currently trending upward, my friends, with a 71.35% increase in copies that have sold. Average price for a raw copy is $80. There is no CGC information on this book yet, as this is a fairly new book. But I'll keep you guys posted when I gather that information. But I was able to find that there was 15 raw copies that have sold on the secondary market. But also keep in mind that there was a high sale back on February 4th of 2023 where a raw copy sold for $230. But fair market value does have this book resting at $80 for a raw copy in near mint condition. And between James Tiny in the fourth and the artwork that's being done on these variants, I wouldn't be surprised if every last issue in this series spikes. I really enjoyed Something Is Killing the Children, and if you're interested in adding this one to your collection, keep an eye on it because it's definitely on the move. At the list at number 6, we have FantasticFour, issue number 80, first appearance of Tomazuma, the Living Totem. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, last recorded sale for this book was on March 2nd of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $5. This book is also trending upward in a 46.56% increase in copies that have sold. The average sale for a raw copy is $9. The average sale for a CGC 9.0 is $134. There's been 652 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 58 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 710 copies of this book that is moved on the secondary market. Now, as of November 19th, back in 2015, there was a high sale for a CGC 9.8 that sold for $2,390. But fair market value has this book resting at $134 for the 9.0. All right? And make sure you guys stick around because at the end, I'm going to show you how to add a free comic book to your collection. At the list at number 5, hit that like button if you guys remember the Animaniacs. And this is issue number 59. This beautiful book is featuring Pinky and the Brain. Let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale was on January 10th, where a raw copy sold for $75. This book has a current trend of 10% increase in copies that have sold. The average price for a raw copy right now is $27. This book does not have any CGC graded information at the moment. And the reason for that is there's 2 on the census, and I believe that the person who owns these books is actually holding on to them at the moment. But there has been 13 raw copies that have sold on the secondary market so far. There was a high sale back in January 10th of 2023 where a raw copy sold for $75. But keep in mind, fair market value has this book resting at $27 for a raw copy in very fine condition. And seeing this book is just strictly nostalgic for me. So I love it. I'm looking to add it to my collection. And if you're in the market for that particular book, make sure you keep your eye on it because it's definitely on the move. All right? Now, at the list at number 4, we have Venom, issue number 4, The Origin of Null. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The king of the symbiotes is on the move. Last recorded sale for this book was on February 6th of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $22. This book has a current trend of 74.52% increase in copies that have sold. The average price for a raw copy right now is $16, while the average price for a CGC 9.8 is $82. There's been 931 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 54 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 985 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. There was a high sale that took place back in August of 2020, where CGC 9.8 sold for $250. But keep in mind, fair market value has this book resting at $16 for a raw copy in near mint condition. And whether you're looking to flip this book or you just want to add it to your collection, this is a perfect price point for buy-in. So don't let this book fall through the cracks. This book is definitely on the move. At the list at number 3, we got FantasticFour, issue number 54. Third appearance of the Black Panther, and the first appearance of John Prester, the Wanderer. Yes, my friends, let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale for this book was on March 5th of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $149. This book is currently trending upward at 76.06% increase in copies that have sold. The average price for a raw copy right now is $32. The average price for a CGC 9.4 will run you roughly about $456. There has been 621 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 115 graded copies that have sold, giving us a grand total of 736 copies of this particular book that has changed hands on the secondary market. There is no question in my mind that the comic book community is definitely after this book. There was a high sale back in November of 2022 where CGC 9.8 sold for $3,120. And fair market value has this book resting at $32 for a raw copy in very good condition. And holding down the spot at number 2, we got to talk about the new Teen Titans issue number 9, second appearance of Deathstroke. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a big Teen Titans fan. I'm excited about this book. That's why it's on the list, and that's why I want to share it with you guys. Let's talk numbers. Last recorded sale for this book was on March 1st of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $29. This book is currently trending upward, my friends, at 101.63% increase in copies sold. Now, the average price for a raw copy is $4. The average price for CGC 9.8 is $165. There's been 344 raw copies that have sold, and there's been 27 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 371 copies of this book that has changed hands on the secondary market. There was a high sale back in December of 2022 where a CGC 9.8 sold for $165. And keep in mind, fair market value has this book resting at $4 for a raw copy in fine condition. So if you're in the market for the new Teen Titans issue number 9, keep your eye out on this book because it is definitely on the move. All right? And speaking of moving, that brings us to the number 1 hottest comic book on the market. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend about the comic book community's best kept secret. Yours truly. Keep It Comics. At the list at number 1, let's talk about Batman, issue number 405, the first appearance of Sarah Hassan and Carmine Falcone. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the last recorded sale for this book was on March 6th of 2023, where a raw copy sold for $20. This book is currently trending upward with a 14.35% increase in copies that have sold. The average price for a raw copy at the moment is $23. The average price for CGC 9.8 is $166. I have always been intrigued by this comic book, and I have always loved this beautiful cover and the style in which it was drawn. There's been 567 raw copies that have sold, but there's also been 100 graded copies that have sold, giving us a total of 667 copies of this particular book that is moving on the secondary market. Back in June of 2022, there was a high sale for CGC 9.8 that took place, and that was for $275. But fair market value has this book resting at $23 for a raw copy in very fine condition. So if you are in the market for Batman issue number 405, keep your eye out on this book because it is definitely on the move. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with your boy, Casino Comics. You were the winner of last week's Keep It Comics giveaway. So just hit me up on C.3.comics and you and I will take care of all that initial stuff so I can get that off into the mail and flying your way. If anybody else out there is looking for a free comic book, all you have to do is 1, be a subscriber to the channel, 2, leave an encouraging comment in the comment section with the hashtag KeepItComics, and your name will automatically be entered into the drawing to win a free comic that you can add to your collection. All right, everybody, I appreciate you. And you know what I always say, don't hate, congratulate. Show some love, because that don't cost you nothing. Appreciate. But no matter what you do, ladies and gentlemen, when you see me, always good vibes only, baby. Keep it comics. I'll see you later, Gators. You know what it is.